woven circle is our stitch number 19. Here we go. It may look slightly familiar. Here's another version using two different colors. So the reason why I say it may seem familiar is because it is related to the very first stitch we did, the woven oval. So let's try it. So I've drawn 4 lines as guidelines for the stitch. Once you're familiar with the stitch, you don't need the guidelines at all. So start by making a small straight stitch, maybe not as wonky as that one, along each of the guidelines. They shouldn't meet in the middle. There should be a gap in between them. Right, so this is my 4 baselines. So now I come up just next to or underneath one of them, sort of midway along its length. And then what you do is you slide the needle under the stitches without picking up the fabric. And when you come back to the place where you started, you repeat it, going under the stitches again. Like that. And then when you come back to where you started this, weaving the thread under the 4 stitches, you insert the needle back down. And it creates this circle shape. So let's do another one. Make 4 straight stitches in a cross shape. But with gaps in between them. And then you come up just next to or slightly under one of the stitches. That's basically just to hide where it comes up. And then you slide the needle and thread under the 4 stitches. And when you come back to the first stitch, you slide the needle and thread back under again. And when you're back at the first stitch, you insert the needle back down to create the circle. And again, see if you can get the needle underneath the stitch so that you're hiding the seam, as it were. So let's try it on the sample. So here I'm going to start in one of the corners, and I'm going to make this quite small because there's not a lot of room for these 2 stitches that are going this way. Alright, so now I'm going to come up next to that stitch and then slide the needle under the stitches, and when I made the full turn I slide the needle under the first stitch and all the rest of them, and then when I'm back here I insert the needle back down, and then I'm ready to do the next one. We can put that over here, I think, again catching that corner of the letter. And again, I haven't quite got enough room here, but it's fine. As long as you have enough length on each stitch that you'll be able to weave the thread under, it will be fine. So I come up and I weave the thread under, and then when I'm back where I started I weave the thread under again. And then insert the needle back under. This stitch, like the woven oval, would also be fun to do in a 2-color version, or maybe even a single color for the straight lines and then the woven bit done with a variegated thread, so you get an unexpected result. The tutorial you have just watched is part of a series of 31 stitch tutorials that I have made to go along with the pattern for this embroidery stitch sampler. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you want to check out the pattern, you can find the link in the description. And whatever you're making, happy stitching.